So, with my review schedule slowing down a decent amount, I wanted to kind of take the time to look back on the year and quickly review movies that I never got the chance to. It's kind of self explanatory, so let's just jump right into it. This is a movie I've been meaning to watch for a good while now, with many praising it as being one of the best movies of the year. And since I really enjoyed Corey Finley's other film, Thoroughbreds, I was pretty excited going into this movie. And for the most part, it delivers on being a gripping and very well made movie. Hugh Jackman shows off his range here with much more of a subtle character, and the writing and direction from Finley is extremely sharp, and the story is such a weird and interesting true story that you can't help but feel sucked into the movie at times. While it can really drag towards the beginning and isn't as good as I was hoping, Bad Education was still a really good movie, and I'm going to give it a very strong B+. A movie that wasn't really on my radar, the Netflix original The Half of It was gaining a good amount of praise, and my friend highly suggested it to me, so I decided to check it out. And I have really mixed feelings on this movie. On one hand, there's a lot to like here. The chemistry between the two leads, Leah Lewis and Daniel Deemer, I think that's how you say his name, is really apparent. And when the scenes where they were just having conversations felt really genuine and really funny at times. They have a really good back and forth and bring the best out of each other's characters. When the movie is focused on their friendship, I was really invested. However, that's only about 60% of the movie. The other 40 is a really cheesy and cliche modern high school movie. The writer relied on way too many tropes that made the film feel really dated. You'll go from a really heartwarming, genuine relationship between two people right to some chaotic scene that makes no sense in the context of the plot. And sadly, this tonal whiplash is felt through the entire movie. I really feel conflicted with this one. While I can say that I like it, a lot of it frustrates me to the point where I really can't give my full recommendation. I'm going to give The Half of It a light B-. Yet another movie that's been on my radar for a while now, but I never got the chance to watching, is Extraction. However, with this one, I just had zero interest in seeing it for the longest time. On the outside looking in, it seemed like any other action movie. However, when I heard Joe Russo wrote the movie and other people praising it, I finally decided to check it out. And I can say that this movie was a pleasant surprise. It reminds me a lot of Rogue One. While the story and characters feel extremely forgettable, the action sequences and the performances from its lead more than make up for that. While I don't like this movie as much as I like Rogue One, it was still a blast to watch. The action sequences are high-paced and exhilarating, the cinematography is surprisingly really good, and Chris Hemsworth is fantastic in the lead role. Even if the writing really isn't there for me, I felt like Extraction did the absolute best it could with such a generic script. That may mean the movie is inherently flawed from the start, but like I said, it makes up for that with its visuals and entertainment value. Extraction gets a B. A movie that was supposed to come out in theaters but got pushed to Netflix, The Lovebirds wasn't something I would have seen if it weren't for Corona. Even though I like both the leads, rom-coms just really aren't my thing, and this movie wasn't on my radar whatsoever. However, I'm kinda half glad that I saw it. Even if it was a pretty throwaway comedy, I enjoyed my time mostly with the movie. The chemistry from the two leads is apparent right from the start, and what made the movie somewhat funny was their delivery. The writing was pretty terrible on paper, but Kumail Nanjiani and Issa Rae's chemistry is what made the movie somewhat entertaining. However, it is pretty throwaway. When the jokes don't land, they really don't land, and the script is just plain bad. The plot was completely uninteresting, the direction was flat, everything besides the performances from the two leads was subpar. Even though I kind of enjoyed my time with the movie, I can't say it's a very good one. The Lovebirds gets a C+. This movie was terrible. It doesn't make any sense. Half the plot was cut out. The performances are terrible. The script is laughably bad. I mean, everything about this movie just hurts to think about. I expect it to be pretty high on the worst list. Artemis Fowl gets an F. So that's it for the first part. I will be reviewing 5 other movies in a second, so I'll see you guys then.